Just one heavy storm, a sudden earthquake, or a few minutes of extreme weather can completely transform everything around us.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
The mountainside shook before exploding into a violent river of rock and dirt, leaving an overturned vehicle trapped in the middle of the destruction. The mountain scene turned tense when the landslide left 2 excavators hanging dangerously above shifting earth and debris. Mud from the landslide at the Indonesian nickel mine suddenly lifted a truck off the ground, creating an intense moment at the scene. The shark's sudden charge sent the boat shaking violently, creating the feeling that the distance between humans and the ocean had almost disappeared.
Tiger shark ran me.
The massive tree crashed down just inches from the vehicle, lifting the hood violently and creating a tense moment in the middle of moving traffic. The bus could no longer slow down before crashing into the roadside store, leaving the feeling that a single technical failure can change everything in seconds.
¡Véngase para acá, huevón! ¡Véngase! ¡Quita, quita, quita, quita! ¡Muévase, muévase! ¡Muévase!
Within seconds, a massive sinkhole swallowed part of the road in Shanghai, leaving behind dust and a huge gap in the middle of a crowded street. Beachside objects were violently thrown into the air as the jet flew low overhead, showing why safety distance in these areas is always critical. The aircraft suddenly pitched forward the moment its wheels touched the runway, showing how even a small change during landing can become extremely difficult to control.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
In an instant, the entire hillside transformed into a roaring flow of mud and debris with a sound powerful enough to leave witnesses speechless.
Ah mon Dieu.
Floodwater suddenly rushed into the house, swirling through every room and spinning furniture around in complete chaos. Mud and debris from the landslide spilled toward Chongqing's inner ring highway, while traffic stretched for miles, forcing drivers to slow down immediately. A large section of land suddenly collapsed, dragging several homes away from their original foundations and completely changing the neighborhood within moments.
Baru dibilang.
The car wash structure suddenly collapsed after the driver exited too early, a moment that made many people pay closer attention to familiar safety signals. After days of soaking rain, the wall of the old house finally collapsed, leaving a stark reminder of how structures weaken over time. The moment the drill touched down, the bridge suddenly collapsed with a violent crash that shook the entire surrounding area. Heavy rain in Nanyang, Henan was followed by the complete collapse of a building, leaving dust and debris covering the scene. The entire area disappeared beneath clouds of dust as homes collapsed, but early evacuations helped prevent a far more serious outcome. The peaceful scene quickly turned chaotic when the powerful earthquake sent objects flying and forced people to rush for safety. Streets quickly filled with shattered glass after the earthquake caused windows high above to explode during the violent shaking. A powerful wave swept across the boat within seconds, turning the outer deck into a wall of white water and chaos. Just seconds after the woman left the area, the large tree came crashing down in a heart-stopping moment. The tire shook violently before suddenly exploding, while being inflated, sending shock through the entire area in an instant. The Air Dynasty flight in Koh Tang, Nepal ended unexpectedly, but most importantly, every passenger survived safely.
Accident bro! Accident bro! Accident bro ya.
The aftermath of the truck collision made many people pay closer attention to properly securing vehicles before stepping away from the cabin even briefly. The incident in Igarasu showed how just one moment of losing control can allow a truck to cause damage across an entire stretch of road. The excavator incident showed how, in areas with steep elevation, changes, even a brief moment of lost awareness, can completely change the situation.
¿Cómo te fuiste a distraer tanto, hijo, por Dios? Así sí que le echaste mierda, te dije, güey.
Crates of Coca-Cola toppled over one after another when the truck stopped on an incline, turning the unloading area into complete chaos within seconds. A sudden roadside explosion brought traffic to an immediate halt as smoke and debris spread across the entire scene. Layer after layer of snow poured down the hillside like a massive white curtain, slowly covering the mountain. Powerful storm winds cause a large roadside tree to collapse onto a moving vehicle, throwing the entire roadway into chaos. A small aircraft was forced to make an emergency landing on a highway near Kutztown, Pennsylvania, while traffic was still moving around it. The demolition incident showed how even one miscalculation in the collapse direction can completely change the outcome within seconds. The moment the elderly man fell onto the railway tracks and was pulled to safety just before the train arrived made many people see railroad crossings very differently afterward. The teenager nearly collided with the train while trying to cross the tracks, leaving many viewers thinking differently about taking chances at railroad crossings. The crowded intersection suddenly turned chaotic when the out-of-control vehicle shot forward and slammed into the structure ahead, proving how difficult it is to recover from even a brief lapse behind the wheel. The vehicle slid off the roadway and rolled toward a crowded cafe area, proving that losing control for only a few seconds can create a highly unpredictable situation. The driver nearly crashed straight into the wall after breaking the front bumper, while reversing, showing why tight spaces always require slow movements and careful awareness. A vehicle crashed into the patrol sergeant's car while he was directing traffic in Lincoln County, Colorado, showing why emergency zones always require drivers to slow down well in advance. The SUV driver swerved at the very last second to avoid the runaway truck, proving how staying calm can greatly reduce the outcome of dangerous situations.
Show me clear from this accident on.
The dog planted itself at the front of the paddleboard and started helping row with its front paws, creating a scene that was both adorable and hilarious.
That's mental.
After eating fermented fruit in the forest, the deer began stumbling around in confusion, looking exactly like the aftermath of a wildlife party nobody invited it to. The small truck rolled over and slid across the highway after colliding with a police vehicle on the shoulder, showing why emergency areas should always be approached with reduced speed from a distance. A gigantic boulder crashed down the mountainside just moments after the elderly woman managed to stand up from her chair, leaving behind a devastating scene shaped by the force of nature.
哎呦，这是。我地方举。Ценный кадр у меня, как она падала. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Violent winds in Bihar Sharif tore the entire wedding tent structure and roof into the air within moments. Lightning struck violently just outside the house, sending dirt and debris exploding into the air beneath a deafening blast. The atmosphere along the Santa Cruz coastline grew tense as powerful waves tore apart sections of the pier during the violent sea conditions.
Look at G-Doc over there. Well, Big Red just hammering. Look at Grizz and his wife and stuff down. Oh, fuck! What the fuck? Yeah, I was about to go jump in Big Red. Look at their boat.
What do you think was going through the driver's mind while being pulled out of the floodwater? Floodwater in San Diego rose so quickly that it carried a car away from its original position through mud and debris-filled streets. The truck launched off the roadway after striking the height restriction bar on City Road, showing how just a few seconds of inattention can completely change everything. The driver was thrown from the vehicle after it lost control, and left the roadway a scene that made many people think differently about maintaining control at highway speeds.
That girl! Don't do that! Oh shit. Stop!
Camera footage captured the vehicle losing control while being towed and sliding across the highway, proving that taking towing equipment lightly can create major risks.
Тихо, стой! 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 Поехали.
The red car slid out of its lane and slammed into the oncoming vehicle, proving how high speeds often leave almost no time to react properly.
All the buildings and stuff, they gonna sell it or they gonna keep it? Oh.
What are you thinking?
The dining room ceiling inside a Virginia home suddenly collapsed right in front of the family, covering the entire room with dust and debris.
Did you get it on video?
Yes.
Flash flooding in suburban Sydney was followed by the dramatic collapse of a supermarket ceiling, leaving water dust and debris scattered throughout the store.
Oh my God, look at that, man. Oh, wow, wow.
Seawater surged violently into Palu after the major earthquake, leaving streets deeply flooded and the entire area under pressure.
E o povo correndo. Aí, ó. Olha aí, ó. Ó, ó. Olha aí, ó. Olha o que virou. Olha a cadeira indo embora e eu pego ela de volta. Olha aí o que vira.
A muddy wave carrying trash and debris swept across the cleanup area, reminding everyone how unstable it can feel working too close to rough seas.
Nakikita nyo ngayon ang mga waste fighter. Oh my God.
The earthquake shook the entire building in Bangkok, while the rooftop pool overflowed dramatically, creating a scene filled with pressure and chaos. The powerful earthquake in northern Philippines violently shook store shelves as items crashed to the floor within seconds. Southern Wisconsin was left in chaos after the major hailstorm, with rooftops, windows, and yards suffering heavy damage.
This is Mom and I right now on the side of the road. My car is completely busted. This is my windshield. The road, there's an accident. We've got glass. Yeah, we got 911 called and they're coming.
The explosion from his truck sent dust and debris flying across the area, shaking the entire scene with tremendous force. A powerful explosion at a chemical plant in Pennsylvania triggered massive flames and thick black smoke that filled the sky above the area. Donetsk Stadium turned chaotic the moment debris crashed down near the young woman who had only just escaped the dangerous area in time.
Oh, Jesus Christ! This is why we can't have nice things.
Camera footage captured the water completely covered with black catfish, their movements so dense that the lake almost looked like it was boiling. The synchronized jumps of the fish at Dianchi Lake made the surface in Kunming look as if it were trembling with waves. The unusually rare kitten in the newborn litter left the owner both surprised and confused, as if nature had decided to create something truly one of a kind.
Get it, Charlie?
Visitors at the Oakland Zoo probably did not expect the most memorable performance of the day to be an emotional bear-scratching session. The bear calmly approached the golf cart, grabbed a few snacks, and walked away like it had just finished a quick shopping trip.
Oh my God! Hey! Oh my God!
Get it?
Alright?
Yeah.
The truck nearly lost visibility after the wooden board smashed into the windshield area, leaving the feeling that even a few careless seconds can create a serious incident. The two trucks slid dangerously close together on the snow-covered road, proving that winter roads are always less predictable than they appear. The wooden plank slammed directly into the dash cam area of the windshield, proving how loose cargo or road debris can instantly become a major hazard. The truck lost balance while turning before tipping toward nearby vehicles, a situation that made cornering speed suddenly seem far more important.
¡Súbanos, súbanos!
The mountain landscape changed rapidly when the avalanche sent massive waves of snow rushing down and completely blocking the road.
Тракторист вовремя успел.
Ой, baby.
Streets across San Diego nearly turned into rushing rivers with multiple vehicles swept away by powerful floodwater.
That car is stuck. The bumper. Y'all. Oh my god. The sign fell down. Like, that's how bad it is.
The scene in the UK turned grim as the bridge collapsed under the pressure of floodwater and debris carried by Storm Franklin. The unsafe bridge on the Autobahn was brought down with explosives in a powerful yet tightly controlled demolition. After the demolition in Bettendorf, Iowa, the old I-74 bridge section was reduced to broken concrete and open gaps above the highway.
Two, one, fire no!
The avalanche in the French Alps created a scene both breathtaking and terrifying as an entire mountainside disappeared beneath rushing snow. Nature covered France in a freezing and overwhelming landscape where snow and violent winds blended into endless waves of white. If you had been walking nearby, do you think you would have reacted in time? A powerful storm sent a massive tree crashing into the yard, crushing the vehicle just moments after the man stepped away from it. The hailstorm scene felt both tense and strangely relatable as the man desperately tried to save his grill from the non-stop barrage of ice. The parking lot near Plainville, Connecticut suddenly shook when the aircraft crashed down, creating a tense daytime scene.
Not kidding. It's going into the water. It's going into the water. It's going into the water, guys. Oh, dude. It's going. I have it on video. It's in the water. Go.
The small aircraft made a surprisingly smooth landing on a Florida roadway, a moment that reflected how real skill is built through practice.
Apre questa!
The vessel drifted dangerously close to a working ferry, showing how even a brief lapse in attention can create an extremely dangerous situation. The store owner spotted the bear inside and instantly disappeared behind the counter, leaving the special customer free to inspect the snack aisle alone.
Go back, go back.
Go back.
Here.
The ski resort suddenly fell silent when a bear wandered onto the pathway, making many visitors rethink their idea of getting close to nature. One person slipped on the stairs and the other rushed over to help, only to immediately join them on the floor as well. If you had been standing nearby, would you have rushed over to help or started laughing first?
All right.
They ain't finna go to Sonya car or the van one.
The truck owner probably never expected the intruder inside the vehicle to be a bear that cared more about snacks than anything else.
Y'all the up in the doors and got in the car.
The tourist Bali vacation suddenly became far more stressful when the monkey decided the passport was its new favorite toy.
Smell all the things here, and they're deciding what to do. So you see Tahoe, here he is.
The bear destroyed the fake campsite with the energy of a child who had consumed way too much sugar, while nobody nearby seemed brave enough to stop it. One second the phone was still in the waiter's hand, and the next it had unexpectedly become a deep-fried item in the kitchen.
Spingere, cavalli. Spingere. Guarda che là c'è l'acqua sotto.
Days of non-stop rain left the slope behind the house unstable before rocks and debris suddenly came crashing down with tremendous force. Is driving through floodwater ever really worth the risk? The quiet atmosphere inside the cafe was suddenly replaced by violent shaking and crashing objects after the major earthquake in Japan. The scene along the Kromping River in Pekalongan caught everyone's attention, but safe distance sometimes matters more than a few extra moments of watching. A cargo ship drifted off course and slammed into a bridge in Ecuador, revealing the overwhelming force of massive steel vessels on the water. The motorcycle crashed through the barrier just moments before the train sped across the intersection, showing how even a split-second delay can create a nearly impossible situation to escape. The man was sitting calmly until the sudden tea spill sent him jumping around the table at a speed even he probably did not expect. Within seconds, the worker, the crates of lemons, and the cart all ended up piled together right at the entrance of the store. The woman's pool shot missed every ball completely, but somehow still managed to stick the cue into the ceiling in the most confusing way possible.
В сетку, смотри, ну бери, что заебал. Смотри, смотри, смотрит, ебать. О, бля!
An electric fan flew out of a 6th-floor window and landed on the street just behind a pedestrian, instantly turning the quiet road into a heart-stopping scene.
Momentos precisos antes que venga el huaico, joder.
The violent flood in Peru rushed downward at terrifying speed, creating a scene where people seemed almost powerless against the water consuming everything in its path.
Mira. A la mierda, huevón. Mira acá, levanta, para ahí, lo debe quitar, huevón.
Powerful storm winds in North Carolina transformed many streets into chaotic scenes filled with fallen trees blocking the roads. Nature unleashed enormous amounts of water across Mauritius, turning entire streets into flood channels, where vehicles were nearly swallowed completely. The tense atmosphere before the exam was instantly shattered when lightning ripped across the sky and knocked down a tree beside the classroom. An entire section of road near Acapulco collapsed in an instant, transforming the familiar highway into a dangerous gap.
Tá descendo aqui do lado, mãe. A Adriana tá em casa.
Adriana, sai daí!
Pera aí, querido, pera aí. Tá descendo aqui, ali do lado. Ela desce do lado da Adriana. Vai vir aqui. Aline, vai vir lá daqui, Aline.
If you were there right now, how long do you think you could handle the cold? Southern Maine disappeared beneath snow and freezing winds, where the entire landscape became a swirling wall of white.
That's our pole.
Tremors from the Christchurch earthquake caused the swimming pool water to surge violently, like waves spilling over the edge. The strongest earthquake in nearly 30 years shook Salt Lake City as buildings and streets across the area visibly swayed. Nature showed overwhelming power on Dauphin Island as massive waves battered boats struggling through the stormy sea. A major hailstorm swept across North Texas, violently shaking swimming pools and leaving neighborhoods looking completely different from their usual calm atmosphere. The festive atmosphere changed instantly when the massive Christmas tree collapsed in the middle of a crowded public area. The narrow sandy path guided the baby turtles toward the open ocean, creating a calm moment where every small movement felt special. Thousands of starlings moved together above the wetlands of Wales, making the sky look like a giant black wave constantly changing shape. If one moment stood out to you the most, share it below, and do not forget to subscribe for even more unforgettable stories ahead.